Kate from Medway Libraries bringing you a Christmas virtual story time. It's great you've been able to join me this evening, and I'd love to read you the story The Night Before Christmas, written by Kes Gray Claire Powell. And the publisher, Hodder Children's Books, have given me very kind permission to read you this story. I've also got my friend with me, a little mini Santa Claus, and he's going to give you all a wave. So I hope you enjoy the story. The night before Christmas. Twas the night before Christmas. That's Christmas Eve, and Santa was wiping his brow on his sleeve. Green elves were sewing, blue elves were counting, and red elves were carving. The pressure was mounting.
"Be quick," Santa bellowed. "There's so much to do. My list is so long. It just isn't true."
Look, everybody, look at the long list. And they're so busy. The elves put their heads down and trebled their speed. 10 billion presents were what they would need. Swing balls were tested, puppets were strung, board games were boxed, and slinkies were sprung. Boing! Skateboards were oiled, yo-yos were threaded, dollies were dressed, and teddies were teddied. The workshop resounded with elves hard at work. There was no time to rest, there was no time to shirk. Santa looked down and studied his list. He was sure there was something he'd missed. Aeroplanes, bicycles, boomerangs, drums, pogo sticks, spinning tops, sugar mice or sugar plums. He ticked all the boxes, then turned with a jump, and Mrs. Claus had arrived with a plate and a hump. "Santa," she grumbled, "you've been asked and you've been told. Now look what has happened, your dinner's gone cold." Santa frowned crossly. "I've no time to eat. There's reindeer too ready and deadlines to meet." The cold winter stew got plonked on a table, and Santa harumped and went to the stable. Up Dasher, up Dancer, up Donner and Blitzen, up Comet, up Cupid, up Prancer and Vixen. The reindeer woke up, and climbed to their feet. They had slept for 1 year and needed to eat. Oh, look at them all, everybody. You like their socks? They're good, and their hats. With reindeer refuelling and time ticking by, Santa ran out and looked at the sky. The North Star was twinkling, snowflakes were falling, and excitement was building as Christmas was calling. Back in the workshop, the shelves were now lined with presents and gifts of every kind. Kites had been ribboned, printing sets inked, and spinning tops balanced, and tiddlies winked. Toys had been tested, batteries loaded, instruments tuned, and computer games coded. "Remember," said Santa, "our schedule is tight." The elves gave a nod and worked through the night. Pop guns were loaded, footballs inflated, candy canes twisted, and train sets tin-plated. Dolls' clothes were folded, annuals were printed, tangerines polished, and chocolate coins minted. Oh, yum, yum, everybody. something he'd forgotten to do. With take-off time now, only hours away, he raced back inside to inspect the sleigh. The elves in high vis had done Santa proud. "Ta-da!" they exclaimed, and they threw off the shroud. Jet-washed and polished, red, silver and gold, the sleigh was a picture and a joy to behold. "Good job," Santa shouted. "3 cheers for you. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was new." Wow, doesn't that look a smart sleigh, everybody? Inside the workshop, the elves began clapping. The presents were made. It was time to get wrapping. Paper was folded, scissors were snipped, labels were written and fountain pens dipped. "Keep going," cried Santa. "It's Christmas Eve morning. There's no time for breakfast and no time for yawning." Oh, look at that big sack of toys, everybody. I guess you could say that elves have the knack. See, 10 billion presents in one magic sack. "You've done it," cheered Santa. "We are done. We are there. And not only that, with minutes to spare." He ran through his list and checked it all through. What was it? What was it he'd forgotten to do? With a wave to his helpers, he raced to the sleigh, made himself comfy and sat-naved the way. "Giddy up!" Santa cried. With a nod and a wink, the reindeer took off and were gone in a blink. You can just see them up there in the sky, everybody. As dry leaves before a spent hurricane slow, so calmness returned to the landscape below. Chaos and mayhem became stillness and peace, until Mrs. Claus ran out in her best winter fleece. "Santa!" she panted, jumping the gate, but Santa was gone and Mrs. Claus was too late. "Oh, it's the same every year," she said with a wave. "Nicholas, my dear, you've forgotten to shave." There she is with his razor. I hope you enjoyed that story, everybody. You've been fantastic listeners, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Have a lovely Christmas. Bye-bye.